Marker one. Hey everyone, welcome or welcome back to the Process Pod. If this is your first time listening, then you picked a great day to get started because today, this is a first of its kind. Today's the first ever bonus episode. If this ever airs, if this ever gets posted, basically what's happening now is I'm just processing some things, and one of my favorite forms of processing is through like video diaries. And so I figured, why not share some of that real-time processing with y'all? So it is currently 10:30 p.m. It's way past my bedtime, and that's actually what brought us here today. So lately, I've been focusing a lot on trying to be better with accountability and consistency. And one of the things that has really been helping me is staying on track with my routines, my morning routine and my evening routine. And I've been doing really well. And I have been vlogging the whole thing on TikTok. I started these accountability vlogs just to keep me on track, just to keep me accountable in a better way, in a more effective and efficient way. And it had really been working for a while, and it still is working, but I'm noticing something happening within myself, this pattern that always seems to happen. I'm like slowly starting to slip a little bit here and there, and that wouldn't be alarming if that's all that it was. I think I'm questioning whether or not like, am I just not trusting myself? Like, okay, it would be one thing if I was just slipping up a little bit here and there, but I really feel like I can't trust myself to just let it be that. And I just feel like it's inevitable that eventually those little slips are going to turn into big giant steps, and then I'm just going to sit down altogether. And that's what I'm really, really trying to avoid. I've been the most consistent now than I ever have been. I think I'm on day like 55 or 56 of my vlog. And I think of those days, I might have completely skipped 2, maybe 3. And I'm so proud of myself for that. Like, that is a huge accomplishment. And I think that a part of me is just kind of like, okay, well, we know that this isn't going to last. So how long is it going to last? And so I think I'm learning that maybe I don't trust myself, or that I don't trust myself, and I'm not sure how that's sitting with me. That's what I'm processing right now. So I'm letting you all into the actual process right now, which is appropriate. This is the Process Pod, and I feel like we talk a lot about the things that we should be doing, right? Like, be consistent, do things consistently. We're told that all the time. If you want to be successful in any way, one of the first things that anyone says is about consistency. But what about the how? Like, how do I do that? How do we stay consistent? And that is what I'm figuring out right now. That's what I'm trying to figure out. And for me, a part of that is in understanding the different characteristics that I have that make this thing difficult. That's hugely important to me. Because I feel like, okay, unless I fix the thing that keeps making this pattern pop up, then the pattern's going to keep happening. And I'm not really looking for a temporary solution. I'm looking for some longevity. And I don't really want this thing to be an issue for me anymore, a challenge for me anymore. So I feel like my actively working on these things, actively working on holding myself accountable and being consistent in these ways, I guess in a way, that's my attempt of making things easier for myself. And maybe it's not working, or I feel like it's not working because this stuff is still hard. And so I don't know if that's a realistic thing. Like, am I the only one that I just feel like the things that are necessary for your life to run smoothly, they shouldn't be hard. And I feel like I'm on a lifelong journey of making things easier for myself. Like, I guess that's always my part of my objective when it comes to these things. When it comes to these adulting things, my objection is always, okay, well, if it's something that we're supposed to do all the time, then it has to be easy. Like, Brushing your teeth. You're supposed to brush your teeth every day. And okay, that's a pretty easy thing to do. Of course it is. I have to do it every day. Why would I have to do something hard every day? I don't know if this is making any sense. But y'all, this is how it happens, okay? This is literally what I do. I sit here and I talk to myself like this, and it doesn't always make sense, and I have to go back and listen sometimes. So I'm just taking you along for the ride. This is how I think about things. So I guess by trying, I mean, I understand it's important to have consistency and routine and structure and self-discipline, and that's something that's always been difficult for me. Self-discipline has always been hard for me. I lack structure, not completely, but I would like to be more structured. I feel like if I were more structured, then things would maybe run more smoothly. So all of that has been hard. And I don't know. Is it just that it's hard for me, or that these are just hard things? I guess that's what I need to know, because a part of me feels like they're just hard for me. I feel like these things shouldn't be hard. Is that because people just talk about it? So that's why I think. And you know what? I know that I'm not the only one who falls victim to this. And this is why it's so important for me to show y'all this part of the process, because it's all like, it is a universal truth that it's important to have routine and structure, and something like it's universally known that those things are necessary to be like a, I don't know, successful, responsible adult. Like in some form, in one way or another, those things are necessary for your life to run smoothly. I think that's what I'm trying to say. For your life to run smoothly, you have to have it helps to have some structure and routine. Where was I going with this? Hold on, it'll come back, I promise. Okay, I found it. So it's universally known that these things are important. In media and the content that's put out, there's so much around how to be successful in this and how to be a successful that and how to like elevate to the next level in any given thing. And one of the first things that's always said, like in order to do that, is consistency. You have to keep doing the thing. Consistently post, consistently read, consistently write, if you want to get good at it, you have to do it consistently. That's just how things work. Like that's part of how life works. I don't know. I really feel like if something is, if a step in the process is necessary, then I feel like it should be easy. I feel like it should just be easy if it's necessary. Like if I don't have a choice, if it's mandatory, like that's not fair that it's mandatory and hard to do. Mandatory on a daily basis and hard to do. That really sounds unfair to me. That feels unfair to me. And because this is something that has to be present in my daily life in order for me to be successful in any way, then for me, I refuse for it to be hard. I refuse. And I guess everybody has that option. Like we have a lot of choice. For me, I choose to try to make the essential parts of life easy. I want to make the essential parts of life easy to do. I want to make them peaceful, and I want to make them feel gentle. Okay, we're getting somewhere. If it's essential, then I would also I would like for it to not add more stress. If it's essential, because if it's going to add more stress, then I'm just signing up for a lifetime of this particular type of stress. And this particular type of stress, I don't like it. And I want to find a way to, I want to opt out. That's what I was, okay, see, and this is why. I always keep coming back to, I want to opt out of the stressful parts, of the hard parts. But then my sister-in-law pointed out to me that that's avoidant. And that I'm avoidant in that way. And I was like, hold on, sis, what are you talking about? And I don't remember all of what was said because this conversation was several months ago now, and I have thought about this concept so many times since then that I really don't remember its its complete origin story. But basically, you can't always avoid the hard things. You can't. I have a pattern in my life, um, and something that I guess I'm also learning has been present in my family, that if something is too hard, then it's okay. You can just choose to do something else instead. Like for example, if this sport is too hard, then just play a different sport. And that's fine because like sports aren't essential for the optional things. Like it's fine. You can just like get rid of it or not do it. It's optional. But everything in life isn't optional. And for those things that are not optional, then you can't opt out. But are the hard parts, is difficulty, I feel like difficulty should be optional when it comes to the necessary workings of my day-to-day life. I do not want them to feel difficult. And I don't feel like that's avoidant. I feel like that is ownership, and that's me deciding that it is my life, and I have a lot more choice in the matter. I can decide. And I'm deciding that I would like for the essential parts of my life to be as easy and maintainable as possible. Okay, they need to be easy, maintainable, and effective and productive. Those are the criteria that I think are going to be necessary to stay productive. Like, I don't just want things to just be easy, like just be easy. No, because I also understand that some things can only be so easy, and like people are different. Some things come easier to some people than others. So like there will always be a certain level of struggle with things, but within that certain level of struggle, I would like to have as much ease as possible. It's already a hard thing. And this here, okay, it's coming full circle. This is a self-compassion moment I didn't realize. It's already a hard thing because by nature, it's hard. So why would I add more challenge on top of that by doing it in a way that is not in alignment, in complete alignment with who I am and with what comes natural to me? As close as possible to what comes natural to me, as long as it's still effective and productive. Oh, this camera won't focus. As long as it's still effective and productive. And I think that is the healthiest way to approach anything. I talked about this in the last episode, I think, but there are so many different schools of thought around how to be a successful, productive, effective, efficient, responsible adult. There are so many different methods and schools of thoughts, and there's not a right or wrong one. It's about figuring out what's right for you. And all of those different methods are maybe a good starting point and help lay the foundation. Like that's how I know that you have to learn to be a consistent human being. You have to learn to be a consistent adult. I know that because in every method that I've ever seen, that is literally always in there. I've never seen any type of instructional content on how to be good at something without them talking about consistency. So that naturally is a part of it. So that's how those methods and things can be a starting point, but they can be just that. Like that might those can lay maybe some of the skeletal framework. But within that, I have full creative license to figure out the best ways to meet whatever milestones and pillars are essential to my own success. Okay, cool. I feel good about that. So, right now, um, I am feeling myself kind of slip into some old patterns, and I guess I'm nervous that if I do slip or slip all the way, I'll be back at square one and I'll repeat the same cycle that I've lived so many times, which is I'll completely forsake all the progress that I've made and start to feel horrible about myself, and not I will live a life that is reactionary instead of proactive. I think that's part of what it comes down to for me. So what that looks like is I don't go to the gym for a couple of weeks. Let's say, for example, for like 2 weeks. Okay. So now, and because I go to the gym in the morning, so I haven't gone to the gym for 2 weeks. So now I'm getting comfortable with sleeping in now because I haven't been to the gym in several weeks. So I'm getting comfortable in that. That feels good to me. So I'll give myself just a couple more days. Like, I'll start back on Monday. It's all right. Let me just enjoy a few more days of this sleep and then we're back on Monday. And I'm like dreading it because I really enjoy sleep more than I enjoy waking up early in the morning. And then Monday comes, but I find an excuse to not do it because I'm actually not ready to give up this sleep yet, because that's what it feels like to me. It feels like I'm having to give up the sleep. And I'm not ready to give up the sleep yet, so I find another excuse. Oh, I have a headache. I have a headache, and maybe actually it's a migraine. So I'm not going to get up in the morning. I can't function when I have a migraine. That's true. But I'm turning this little headache into a migraine because that's more convenient and will allow me to continue to sleep. So that happened on Monday. Boom, Monday's gone. Tuesday comes around and I still don't feel like it. And maybe I decide that I deserve this week as well to keep sleeping in. Or maybe I'll say, well, let me just try on Wednesday. For whatever reason, I'm not going Tuesday either. Okay, so by Wednesday, if I don't go on Wednesday, then I am just going to wait until Monday, because if it's Wednesday, then it's Friday. And if it's Friday, then it's the weekend. And if it's the weekend, then I take a break on the weekends because I work hard during the week and I take a break on the weekend. So if it's the weekend, then it's Monday. And so therefore, if it's Wednesday, it's Monday. And I might as well just wait until next Monday. And so now it's been 3 weeks. And then also in the back of my mind, I'm saying and feeling, all right, girl, get up, because these are excuses. I know that they're excuses, but I'm allowing them still because I don't know. Because I'm allowing them. And I guess that's it. I don't think that there's a reason. I don't think in those moments that those excuses are meeting any other need. That's what it always comes down to. Like, what need is being met here? Like, why is it so important that I keep sleeping in instead? Because I know that I'm not a nighttime gym person. I'm not. So if I'm going to go to the gym, it's only going to be in the morning. So why is it so important that I just sleep in instead? I don't know. And maybe there's not a reason, and maybe those things are just harder for me. I don't know. I really don't know. So sticking to routines has always been hard for that. And I don't want that pattern to happen again. Now, at the same time, while I'm saying all this, I also really believe in my recent growth, and I highly doubt, I do not see myself letting it get there again. Like, I just don't see it. I'm way too present and focused and motivated currently. I'm more motivated and present and focused than I think I ever have been in my life. It's a really exciting time for me. I have some big things that I'm praying will happen for me this year, and I'm actively working towards them, and I'm really excited about them. So I'm feeling motivated. I'm feeling more motivated than I think I ever have. And I know that in order for those things to happen, I need to stay on top of my stuff. So I really don't see that happening. Why am I like, oh no, I went to bed late for the last like 3 or 4 days, and if I keep this up, then I'm just going to go back to what it was before. Because before, I wasn't as motivated and excited in my life in general. Things are different now than they were before. And I already know that I'm not about to lose this motivation that I have anytime soon. I'm really on it I'm really focused right now. Like I'm really zoned in to my I'm just really zoned in to life and to what I'm doing, and like, good things are happening. God is really doing some good things in me right now. Like, and I feel good about that, and I trust in that. I trust in that work that's happening. So therefore, I should really trust myself to not go back to that. I mean, because when I say it like that, it's kind of impossible. I think that a lot of things would have to go wrong. I think that so many things would have to go wrong for me to be in a place where I am no longer motivated to grow in this way. And I don't see that happening. I pray that doesn't happen. And who knows how long I'll maintain this level, I guess, this current level of motivation. But I want to get as much out of it as I can. So I really don't see myself digressing in that way. Yeah. Okay. All right. That was good. I think I have come to a conclusion that I feel good about, and that makes sense to me. So there you have it, folks. Again, I'm not sure where this is going to go. But if you made it this far, my goodness, if you made it this far, then you're really a real one. And I hope that my ramblings have made sense. Honestly, usually these just live in my phone. So we'll see if this one actually gets out of the phone. But anyway, thank you so much for listening to this bonus episode. Happy processing.